do it. So our goal today is to test. Now, this is not a demo. I have not tested this yet. I mean, I've been testing it for months, but I haven't tested this version, the latest version. So it's been a couple of weeks since I tested this and sent all sorts of feedback to the developers, which they claim they have done. And I thought rather than just test it on my own, I would test it and demo it and get input from you guys. And what I'm going to demonstrate with any luck today is the process of creating a job, adding client inventory to the job, and then adding rental inventory to the job, and then creating a combined packing list and working through the packing list process of creating a packing list that includes the client inventory and the rental inventory. So are we all on board with that?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So if it works, would that be pretty cool?
Yes.
All right. So you should see my screen where it says view job.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, we
So
did.
I've created a job specifically for this purpose. I created this $1 million job. Yay, woo! Right? So we're ready to go. I didn't want to bore you all with the time it takes to create the job. So I created the job, and you'll notice now that there are buttons at the bottom. There are navigation buttons for client inventory PDF, rental inventory, and the rental inventory PDF. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and we're going to select some client inventory. Okay, so this takes me straight to this screen. I know you guys have used this before, and so we cut out the intermediate screen that was sort of a waste that loaded the inventory for that client, and we go straight to the selection screen. So I'm going to go ahead and select an exhibit. These exhibits are not available. I'm not sure why they're not available, because clearly this most recent show of November 2000, but they might be marked not available because they're damaged or they're or something. I don't know. That's a separate issue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and select. I guess we'll just select this one. Okay. And it's going to ask me for some graphics. So I'm going to, the 6-panel mural, I'm going to select the CTD graphic, and we're good to go. We have an exhibit added. Now let's grab some consumables. And let's grab 20 of these, and we'll grab 100 of these, and we'll save. All right, so now we selected consumables. Now we're going to select accessories, and let's go ahead and just select a couple of these, and we'll select 5 of these. And this accessory requires a graphic, so we'll go ahead and select that graphic. But it's not available, so we'll add a new one. And I'm not sure why it's not available, but that's okay. I think the system's actually doing what it's supposed to. We'll see in a minute here. Or it might have crashed already. Oh, I just need to select it. No? All right, well, it crashed already. Let's go back and select a different accessory.
So is the consumable considered the giveaways? And then
Exactly.
and
Yep.
then okay. So even though in this accessory part it looks like there was some consumables, that's I guess why I was asking.
Just because the developers added this stuff with 200 of something, it's an accessory.
I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure I knew the terminology.
Yeah, so I'm just going to get away from that one that has a graphic. We'll figure out what's wrong with that. And so this one requires it requires. Let's see. We'll grab one of these, one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those, and we'll grab one of those. and we're gonna grab. I don't know if this is gonna work either. These accessories may not be grabbable. Yeah, all right, let's find a different accessory. Let's just skip the accessories there, all right? We got enough. So I'm not really sure why it's arguing with us about accessories, but
Craig, is it always that small?
Yeah.
which part?
I just know Mary and I mean,
Yeah.
I won't talk for Amy, but because she's the youngster, but these are all very small.
They're not small. They're not small when I look at them, so I'm not sure what you mean. This is a thumbnail, and
Yeah.
it gets bigger when I mouse over it. And if I click on it, let's see.
You can't
Yeah,
click on it from there.
That's as big as it's going to be. Is that not big enough? Is that what you're?
Well, when you were on the other one where it had all the little dots and the numbers, you got to get up pretty. And my screen is big. I mean,
it was pretty small to read, to
Yeah.
pick those.
It's a big font on my screen. It may just be the way it's showing up.
Yeah, I think it's just
Okay,
because it's through Hangouts and we're seeing it second screen instead of main screen.
Yeah,
It's pretty. It's not and it's the same size as it's always been, and nobody's ever complained about it.
okay.
Yeah, because
Right.
mine is not actually even filling the whole window, so it's just, maybe that's part of it too.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and save inventory for this job. So it's still arguing with me about accessories. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over again, and I'm just not going to get accessories. Okay, so since I have already selected, obviously it kind of worked, right? But you saw the bug, so we'll figure out what's going on with that. But so I've got inventory, and it took me, because I've already selected inventory. It's showing me we're calling this the cart. So it's showing me this cart page. It shows me what's already been selected for this job, so that I can go in and edit and unselect or select new for the job. But it looks like we're good to go. We've got. I'm noticing that the heading's not working correctly here, so they're gonna have to fill in the header information. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the job, and now let's go get some rental inventory. Now I could click here. And I could see the PDF of what we've already done. And it looks like the header is messed up here too. You know what I didn't do? I did not, okay, I may have screwed this up because I did not restart my, I did not clear my browsing data. And on these testing pages, I'm supposed to do that before I start, because that may be why why we're seeing problems, because it may actually be bug free if we clear the cache. Okay, so now let's just go and look at that one more time and see, now that we've cleared the cache, if it works better. Now we're still missing some of this header information here. Okay, so we'll get that straightened out. And I'll close this PDF, and let's go and select rental inventory now. So now I'm going to go to rental inventory. And it's going to bring me to the same selection page that we saw before. And I'm going to select an exhibit. So I can use my filters. And of course, the data here is not the same as on our live server, so this is just test data. And I could go ahead and I don't know what's in the filters. Okay, so these are in the filters that the test guy set up. But let's go ahead and select an exhibit. So we're selecting a rental exhibit now. And now we're going to select consumables. So maybe we've got car. Yeah.
Theoretically, we wouldn't have rental consumables, right?
No.
No, you could have rental consumables. I considered this because, say, for example, you want to use carpet tape and visqueen and Velcro, whatever you want, so that you can manage your inventory of all that stuff.
Okay. Okay.
But if you don't want to use it, you don't have to, all right? But I think there could definitely be consumable rental inventory items.
I can definitely enter that kind of stuff so people can pull it to their jobs for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? And so they can select what they want, and it'll manage the inventory values for you.
Yeah.
So it could be a valuable option for you. So let's select.
We could put in, Amy, if we do, like, if we want to send with every booth a pouch for, you know, to put in the reception counter, we want to send cleaning supplies. Is this, Craig?
Yes,
Okay, yes, I think that I like that part, because I do want to send, we made some decisions in operations meeting that, yes, we want to send visqueen always. You want to send the tape. You definitely want the cleaning supplies and rags. He wanted to limit, like, how many rags or what kinds do we do? So I think that's good.
Add all of that to inventory. Sherry, can you move your camera so I can see your face right now? In the middle of the image is your necklace.
Well, the reason is when you go down to pick the other things, I can't see it.
Oh, all right, fine. Then that's okay. I don't need to see your face.
Covers up the bottom. I wanted to be able to see.
Okay, make it wherever you want. I don't need to see your face. It's okay. Right? You want to check? Go ahead.
It's not exactly like I'm trying to. That's why I'm kind of squatting down, because otherwise it would look even funnier. So
move it wherever you want. All right.
It's when you go down to the bottom, I can't see what you're picking.
So here's our accessories, and this looks like it's pretty close to our current format where we store our rental stuff. So they may have actually moved our actual rental database here. So let's go to audio visual, and let's pick some monitors for this job. All right. So let's go ahead and now I really need 3 of these, but there's only 2 available, right? So let's go look and see why there's only 2 available. So I'm just going to click this button, and it's going to show me the availability, and we can go to an annual view, and I can see what's available. It all looks green to me, and this show, this show is in
it was supposed to be in October, I think.
I think the need date is October, and the show I think is in November. So I don't know. Okay. So there's some being used here. There's your shipping for the beta show, the beta 2020 show, and I don't know. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's here. That's the yellow here. Oh, and the blue is the show. So the blue is the beta 2020 show, and the yellow is the return shipping for that show. And I don't know why. I don't know why it's showing that there's only 2 available, because it looks. Well, I don't know. So this is something that, as I say, we're testing. We're going to see now. This one, it says it's not available, but I don't know why. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Let's just select one of these, and we'll select one of these, and we'll say. Okay, so we've saved exhibits, consumables, and accessories from rental for this job. So we're going to save inventory for this job. Inventory saved. So now we can go back to the job. and we can look at our PDF and we can see what we did. So here's the new exhibit rental. Here are the monitors that we selected, and here's the consumables we selected. So far, so good.
I have a
And
question.
Yep.
In this view, if there's elements to the main piece, is it going to show those elements in this view? So like for the monitors, all of them I have an HDMI cable, a power cable, that sort of thing. So will it show that that needs to be pulled with that monitor automatically?
No, it will in the packing list, however, which I'm going to show you next.
Okay.
So this is designed to show what you've ordered or what the client ordered, basically, right? Without the detail level. And the packing list, however, should show the detail level. So let's go there now, because that's where we're headed, and we'll see if it does what you're asking. Okay. So we've gone ahead now. We've selected everything we want, and now we're going to go and we're going to look at the packing list. Now, I don't know why this is blue. I'm talking to the developers because they're going to be watching the video. Okay. So I don't know why this is view, and I don't know why this is blue and I don't know why the plan is blue, because we haven't done those yet. So those should not be blue yet. So now let's see if the packing list works. Okay, so here's your packing list. Obviously, there's something going on with the expected return date. I don't know why it says 1969. What can I say? All right, this is why we test. All right. And so we have the client-owned items first, and here's the client-owned exhibits, and here's your elements, Amy, right here.
Okay.
Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ship those. Now, if I was going to ship the halogen light package but not ship the frame, then I could click it as staying.
So
and once I go ahead.
Does the frame include the channel bars, and where's the transporter case, or is all that?
It would be here if it was in the inventory. We're using test inventory, so it's just not complete, but whatever elements are associated with the exhibit will appear here.
Every single one, piece by piece, or not as a package deal?
You'll have it just like it shows here. You have an exhibit type pop-ups, and this is the description of the client-owned exhibit that we put in the system, and these are the elements associated with it. Whatever we entered into the system is going to show up here. And then we have client-owned accessories. Remember, we order all of these accessories. Okay, and we're actually seeing that this one is damaged, and these are showing red. I don't know why, since it shows available. And here we have the consumables, and these pens are already packed into a clamshell. So it's going to show us where they are packed currently. All right. So they were packed into a clamshell crate. So it's going to show that here. If all of this was packed, it should show what crates they were packed in, but they may not yet be packed. And now we've got our rental items. So here's the rental exhibit that we selected. All right, and it doesn't have any elements. And then here are the accessories we selected. And so we have this accessory, but these are the elements for that accessory. So they should be showing up as elements of this accessory rather than just, this is the monitor, and these are elements associated with it. And then this monitor doesn't appear to have elements with it. So those elements should be indented and showed separately, just like they are up here, where this is the accessory, and it doesn't appear to have any elements. And then you've got these banner stands, and then this banner stand here has these two elements, right? And so these should be indented. The elements should be indented relative to the exhibit, just like it is up here, where we have the exhibit and the description, and then we have the elements. Well, we should have that for accessories as well. So I don't know why they didn't do that. And then we have consumables. And then we have our rental exhibits, our rental accessories. As we said, these are elements of this accessory. So, and it's showing out, it's displaying out for show, but this show is not until June 4th. So this is not correct. I don't know what's going on with that. And here's our consumables. These were the 55 that we selected. And then these are the crates that came along with this, that were in which stuff that we already selected was packed. Okay. Does it look like you're busy? Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that. It's my grandson, Kimbrough. Okay, so the packing list is working, even though it has some bugs that have to be addressed. And then I'm going to go ahead and Bryce, since you're here, this is the stuff that makes me crazy, that I'm expecting to not come from you. Okay. It's like they never get anything right until I test it 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And it's really frustrating. And they tell me it's tested and it's all working, and it never is.
What is the history button on the far right? History. What is that?
I don't know. This is the history for that crate. We keep a history log for all the crates now. It's new, and so this is showing us the history. So anytime that this crate was edited in the system, it'll show us the history of that crate.
So the contents were edited, not that it went in and out. Can you make a note to remind me of that? Because we'll go back to the inventory and we'll check what's in for these 2 crates, and we'll determine if this is a bug or if there's just no data. I don't know the answer.
I think what the history normally shows is movement. So it shows if we've moved it from location to location, when it was originally entered, and then theoretically, if it was getting scanned to the truck that it's shipping on, it would show that too. Shipping and receiving just hasn't done that part. So
yeah, and this is showing us what's packed in those crates in the inventory system. And the new history that you haven't seen yet includes a lot more than what it had before. So I'll show you. I'll take you to the. I'm not sure if we got beta here. So I will show you the beta client inventory, and we can look at the history of these 2 crates. Okay. So let's do that after we finish doing the packing list. So from here, I can add more items to this packing list. So I can say I want to add something to exhibit, and I'm just going to say something added, and need to add some stuff to make this work.
Is this where we would add, like when my client brings something over and we want to add this to it? Okay.
Yeah, you're not putting it in inventory, but you're adding it to this packing list because you want to keep the packing list. So this is where you add all the stuff that isn't in our Exhibit Power inventory. Like you just said, client stuff, or if you're gonna pack, a job box or whatever it is you're gonna pack with the exhibit, you want to add it here, and you can choose a file to go with that.
You may want to add an option to like either submit as one or submit and add more.
Ah, good idea.
So that you don't have to close out and hit the add button each time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people send like things on the pallet. They'll send all kinds of boxes.
Yeah, we try to do that wherever we can to add those kinds of menu items. That's a really good addition. So submit and add more, and it'll just open it screen just like this one. Okay. So now I've, and then these crates, I'm going to go ahead and ship one, and I'm going to say that this one's going to stay. And I don't like the fact that it came up so low that I have to, and that save button didn't look right. It wasn't the right format. Okay, so now I'm going to save and pack crates. Now it's gonna show me the crates. These are all the crates for this client. I can add a new crate from here, which I won't do. I don't know what this first word is showing up here. And these are the two crates, the C test one and the clamshell one that are already selected because the inventory that we selected comes in those crates. But I could go ahead and I could add another crate, and so we can pack something else in there. Now we're ready to continue the crate packing. Okay, so now we've got our 3 crates. See, this one has yellow on it because I said it was staying. So the yellow or staying crates would be really nice to have a little a legend here that says a little picture of a crate with a yellow line around it. Crates that are staying are outlined in yellow. Okay, so if let's just say there's stuff associated with the inventory that I selected that that's in the that we're not going to ship. So we could go ahead and we could say, well, this element, whatever this is going to stay, and I'm going to put it in this crate. And then I can go ahead and I can multi-select or these items, and I can drag them and say I'm going to pack them in this crate. And it looks like it only moved the one, even though I multi-selected. So I guess we can will this work? No. So, oh, it did work. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I can multi-select. I can say, and these are the things we added, right? So that's good. And I can multi-select whichever items I want, and I can drop those in the selected crate. Okay. So that worked. All right. So, and I can select all, right? And what would be really nice would be if we could select all in a crate. So if we had a little button here to select all the elements in this list, rather than selecting everything. I guess it selects elements, but not graphics. So, okay, we can drop those in this crate. And now everything's packed in this crate. And now I can pack the graphics. I can just drag those. You know, one of the things I've wanted for a long time, we had these crates over here, and then they moved them to the top, which made more sense. But what would be really nice is if I could just drag this crate to wherever I want it, so that it's easy for me to load it. And because this is going to be, but I can do it. I can move this here, and I can move this here, and I can move this here. And my vision is that this packing is actually done by the technicians using a tablet. So and my vision is, you know how we do double checks? My vision is that the technician calls a project manager and says, look, I'm ready to pack this exhibit. So, and it's a team effort, because we screw up this is like one of the most common errors that we make is we do everything perfectly to stage, and then we don't ship it all because we leave something behind. And so this is designed to improve that process. And it's so important. And we do double checks anyway. So my vision is, and I need you guys to give me feedback on this, but my vision is that when the technician is finished staging everything and everybody signs off on it, it's beautiful. They take it down, they organize the parts where they, like, if they're going to pack it in 3 crates, they organize the parts, like these parts go in this crate, these parts go in this crate, these parts go in this crate, and then they get a project manager to come out with them. and they pack it physically and pack it digitally at the same time. That's my vision.
Well, I don't think a project manager can stay out there while they're packing it physically. I mean, that there's not going to be enough time in the day. I mean, that's the crux of what happens is that it's very hard to get the service tech and the PM on the same schedule to get something done. I mean, it's always a service tech could be doing something like this, but then the PM is doing something else and they can't come out at that exact moment. And then they've got a schedule. I mean, that's the tough.
So what would you, how would you organize this? Would you just have the technician pack it physically and digitally at the same time, or grab another tech? So there's two sets of eyes on it.
I still would like the project manager to do a double check. I just don't think they can stay out there while it's getting packed up. That's where I'd like the stanchions to come in, where, you know, they've got their table or they've got their area that they're supposed to work in. And so nothing gets left behind either.
Right. Well, so you'll have to figure out the exact logistics of how you want this to work in terms of the people. But this is the way it's intended. So now I'm finished packing it. And now, okay, so I don't understand. It added the crate that we added, but it didn't fill in the packaging. This should now be filled in with what crates we pack all of these items in. And I don't know why it didn't do that. And did we move anything? We did. We moved this clamshell to staying, so that retained. Let's see what the history looks like now. So it did. It made a history record that it wasn't included for this job. And this one, it didn't do anything. And this one, yeah, this one is now showing some history that goes back. I don't know that this was showing before or not. Maybe it was. Okay, so there's our packing list, and we should be able to print it, and we can print it by crate. And the intention here of printing it by crate looks like it didn't like a pop up. Okay, so first we're doing the print expanded. I had to allow pop-ups. So let's see what the expanded print looks like. This should print out. Yeah, so this is exactly what it's just a print of what we've done, which is exactly what we want.
Does it print in color? When you see the print preview, is it in color or is it in black and white like this?
Well, I've got it set to black and white.
Oh,
Let's see what happens if we make color. Yeah, it's in color now. Can you see it?
I see the 101 in blue.
Yeah, and this is in color too. This graphic is in color. Yeah, it's in color.
Okay.
You can see this color here. Yep. I just had it set for black and white.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's probably. All right, so let's cancel that. Oh, and this is showing us what it's about to print. So let's try the print by crate now. Okay, so now it's doing it's got the crate number C-test 1, and it's showing us what's packed in C-test 1. And here's what's packed in clamshell 1. And here's what's packed in the other crate, ABCD. So this was designed so that you could stick these packing lists right in the crates. You could just print them and stick them in. So the IND vendor knows exactly what's packed in each crate and can can look at a printout. Of course, it might, go ahead, Sherry.
Amy, what I'd like to see then is if we do it like what Craig just said, I'd like it printed, and if there's any old art plastic folders that we used to have, the little where we could just slide the packing list in there and tape them to the crate so that they're easily found, and that the I&D guy would grab it and then perhaps load it back the exact same way or something. But I think we need to put the plastic pockets on there to give them at least a good old try.
Yeah,
Okay.
and even it's tremendously valuable for I&D vendors to be able to look and see what's packed in each crate before they get started. And that's my goal. Now, in addition, it's my goal for all these I&D vendors to be on the Exhibit Power app. So they could just scan the crates and see a list of what's packed in each crate without even using the print, because that's already built into the app.
So my confusion comes from, like, if we're pulling from I understand like a client thing, if we're shipping the whole client crate, then it would have the barcode and their name and all that stuff. But say we're just pulling a few items from their crate and we're shipping those, then, you know, service will either put them on a temporary skid or a rental crate 24 or whatever and send them out. So if they in here went to add a new crate to their manifest, would it then create a label for them? Is it adding it to the inventory or just adding it to the job? Here at the job.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a good point, that we need to be able to add rental crates here too.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
So that we can differentiate, you know, okay, well,
Yep.
it was maybe packed in 19-027, but it's shipping on just a skid. So
I agree. Well, if it's shipping on just a skid, they could add a crate right here and but it's not clear to me that they could add it and print the label from here. That's a really good point. The second thing,
you would want them to just add it to the job, not necessarily to the inventory.
You wouldn't want to, because we don't want them to get charged for something, because it needs to come back out of the crate 24 and put in their real crate.
Right.
no, I'm agreeing with you completely. So we need to work that into this. And so what we're basically doing is we're saying we want to add a temporary crate. And look, I believe we can add a temporary crate right here. That doesn't go into inventory. So that's what you need. Right? But we need to clean this up so that we don't show all of this information.
Right.
So we need to simplify this a little bit. And then the second thing that I envision is that there should be, these are client-owned crates, and we should have rental crates as well, because I envision you creating an inventory of rental crates, and when the job is being packed, the technicians can just pull a crate 24, a rental crate 24 that's already in your inventory and packed in it, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this needs to have client-owned crates and rental crates, and a list of all the rental crates that are available. And I would envision that those rental crates never have anything packed in them other than for a job. So that the crate would come over empty, and it would only have packed in it whatever we drag into it for this job.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So in my rental inventory under my crate skid list, I would say like crate 24 empty. And then that would let us know we could grab it. Okay.
Yeah, and you can create as many of those as you want, and we can use those for this purpose.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that from home, because I've just been having Johnny go and take pictures of stuff so I can do inventory. So.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you. Okay, so now we can go back to the packing list.